Welcome back to the 3 Inch Show. My name's Ethan.
My name is Loli.
And what's up, guys? I'm Sou Supryze, rapper, songwriter from St. Paul, Minnesota.
Yes, sir.
Hey, if you guys are listening to this, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to y'all somehow. I didn't meet Chenning when I heard about him. We just met up at DJ St. Paul's place and then recorded the song within like 2 hours. I took it upon myself to listen to the radio whenever the song came out. I'll just try to write the lyrics down as fast as I can. We were always on welfare and like living in Section 8. I didn't know how to like interact with like all the other Hmong students, so the very quiet kid. Like, so right now I have a song that should be dropping very soon. It's featuring.
Thank you for being on here. So you just start this off. How's your day been?
My day just pretty much just started right now. Yeah.
Did you just get up like just a bit ago?
I was up since like 9 a.m. already, but then I was just kind of hurt from last night because my friends and I went out. So
kind of a little hungover.
Yeah, I got kind of messed up.
No, you good. You good.
On the couch.
Yeah.
To start it off, we have like a few topics that we kind of want to go through about you. Through your Facebook, you said that you were born in Thailand and then you came over here.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about that a bit?
Yeah, so I was born in Thailand, in Chenning, Thailand, in a refugee camp. That's where my family stayed for a couple years, and that's where me, my older brother, and my oldest sister were born, and my younger sister too. And then in '95, that's when we came over to the U.S. and we settled in Providence, Rhode Island, on the East Coast.
Oh, dang.
So that's where we lived for like a good 5 to 6 years before relocating here to the Midwest. Yeah.
How old were you when you moved from Thailand to the U.S.?
I was 2.
You were 2.
Yeah.
Oh, so you
damn.
don't even remember?
Yeah. No memory. My older brother, he was 5 when we moved over here, so he has like some memory of it, of that, But yeah, I can't remember anything.
Do you remember anything from Rhode Island?
But yeah, for sure. I would say like some of the prime years of my childhood.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
Growing up back in the days was like really different from now. So like I don't know. It was just something about back then. I guess maybe it was just like safer for kids to like be outside, like roaming the streets and stuff like that. But our parents just like trust us more being outside.
Oh wow.
Yeah. And nowadays like you could be living in like some of the safest neighborhood or like the whitest neighborhood, and your parents, they still don't really trust you being outside, or they keep being outside.
Yeah. So like, what made you guys come out to Minnesota over here?
I think it was just the lack of like family and relatives,
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
it was just a small community of Hmong people there, and so
Yeah.
my parents, they weren't the best at like speaking English, and so they still need a lot of help from people, and so after like a couple years of living in Providence, we went to church there too, so we did have some help from the church community, but then still it was just like my mom just kind of wanted to be closer to like some of her like blood related families. So,
Okay, that makes sense.
she had like some sisters and brothers that lived here in Minnesota, so we decided to join them.
Okay. But you are religious, right?
I mean, yes, my families are Christian, but and I do consider myself a Christian too, because I've been going to church since I was very young. But not gonna lie, the past 5 years I haven't really been to church much, So, but I mean, of course, I still believe in God and religions in that way, But then in terms of like being like a hardcore believer, I wouldn't consider that. Yeah.
Okay. Because growing up, did that affect your childhood at all? Like with religion and going to church and your parents?
Honestly, I never really thought much about it. Yeah, because it was just something that
You're just kind of like forced to be
I
there.
just felt like it was something we had to do.
Yeah.
So like every Sunday, it was waking up early, getting ready. It was kind of like school, So.
So starting back from like growing up yet, like how did you get introduced into music or like wanting to do it?
Told this story plenty of times, but when I was, I'd say maybe around 11 or 12. So it was back in the early 2000s. The internet and computers and stuff like that existed, but the only time we got to use it was at school, and it was for like maybe for like a typing class, or we had to do some research for like a project or something, And so that was like the only access we had to computers and the internet. And so being kids stuck at home, it was like super boring, especially when there was no cartoons or like shows we like watching on TV. And so one of the things that I found to just kind of to entertain myself and kill time was just to listen to the radio. During that time, it was like I would say some of the prime years are R&B. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, R&B was like was popping during that time, and so like I remember it was like Alicia Keys, like Usher, Mario, Omarion, like a bunch of different popular artists. It was always playing on the radio, and so I noticed one thing that the kids on the bus, school bus, does is like they know like every lyric by heart. You know, whenever a song came on, you know,
yeah.
and I was just like, dang, how do they like memorize all these lyrics so well, right? And so I took it upon myself to listen to the radio whenever the song came out. I'll just try to write the lyrics down as fast as I can.
Oh, you did
Oh
that?
yeah,
dang.
Yeah, I got a lot of the lyrics wrong, but then I
Remixed it.
yeah, remixed it, yeah. And so I felt like me trying to memorize like the lyrics and stuff like that and like writing it down, it kind of taught me like song structures and like how lyrics were written and stuff like that. And so like after doing that, you know, for a while, I just told myself, like, hey, you know, I don't think it would be that hard to write a song, you know? And so I just wrote like my first rap, you know? Yeah. But yeah, some of our super early influences were definitely like R&B music in the early 2000s, and then the Hmong rap group Rare.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
so, I never owned one of the CDs, but then I remember we got our hands on like a CD from one of my cousins or something like that, and then it had one of their songs on there, and like that was my first time ever hearing like Hmong being spoken like that, you know, that sound like that with like being rap and like a fast pace like that. So I was like, oh, this is so cool.
It's
You know?
interesting, yeah.
Yeah, so I think that was definitely what sparked my interest in music and like learning how to write lyrics and rap and stuff like that.
Yeah. I think that's so cool because what you did was you found interest in these songs that all the kids in the bus were listening to. So you took it upon to yourself to like kind of study the songs, but in a way, and then you learned the formula. And so that's how like you like learned how to write music yourself, right?
Right, yeah.
And like back in the day, there weren't like any other Hmong people like rapping and stuff like that, like Rare in them.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, there's just a few. So those guys are definitely, you know, some of the pioneers that paved the way for a lot of us now. Yeah. But yeah, no, I didn't really see it as like studying or like researching, you know. Well, I was doing it without even knowing, and so it just kind of like came naturally, you know.
But you were enjoying it.
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.
That's so cool too, because I'm sure you could just think back to like some of those songs. And when we were talking to Kids for Me, he described it as like a time machine. You can listen to it and it'll just snap back to like when you were doing it.
Yeah, you have like a specific memory attached to that. So it like brings you back to when you're on the bus and everybody's singing. You're like, what the hell?
Oh yeah, most definitely. Yeah, I think like back when I was in high school, I used to like just write a bunch of songs, and I was afraid that it was gonna get like deleted on my computer, so I would email it to myself. And then I think just like maybe a couple years ago, I went back and found that same email, and I was just going through my old raps from high school, and oh my gosh, it's so cringy. It's so cringy. I was like, what the fuck? Like I could not read it. I couldn't even read it because I was like, oh my god, like, I wrote this shit. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that for like the first time you do everything though.
Yeah, it is.
But
Yeah.
it's good to see like how far you've come.
Yeah, for sure.
But like taking a step back, I kind of want to know about your early life too, because you also said that on your Facebook that you grew up in poverty.
Of course, like being first immigrants in the U.S., like my parents and them, they didn't have like an education or couldn't get like good jobs and stuff like that. And so my mom and us, we were always on welfare and like living in Section 8 housing, and you know, having to move so much here and there just so that we could, you know, to places where the cost of living was lower and we can afford. Like during Christmas, like that was one of the time that we look forward to the most, because you get free gifts from the city.
Yeah,
you know?
you do.
And so
Yeah.
my mom was always like signing up for like as many of those programs as she can, just to, you know, make sure that we have presents and it didn't feel left out. It didn't feel left out during Christmas, you know. So.
So you really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, for sure. You know, definitely.
I feel like
appreciate-
there's a lot of like Hmong families that are like that, where I'm pretty sure they can relate to what you're saying. Do you think like generational wise, do you think it's a lot better now than it was, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. Because I feel like now that we're like second or third generation in, our parents now know like the resources and you know, have better jobs to like be able to provide for their family. Just having that knowledge, you know, and knowing where you can go to if you need help. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a lot better now.
I think that's a good question too, because I can also give my take on it. Because we came to the U.S. in 2004, so we were like the last plane to get to the U.S. Right, and like none of my family knew English too, and we all also like grew up in poverty, and we also like moved a lot. And the thing about Christmas is so true. We looked forward to Christmas so much because like there'd be like people donating gifts to families with less money, and we'd be receiving those gifts.
Yeah.
And that was really fun. But what you said about like resources, that is true, because for my parents who didn't know English, they offered like free college classes to learn English and stuff like that. So that was pretty nice of them.
Yeah, for sure.
I think you mentioned online too that anime was a big part of your childhood too.
Anime. So when I was growing up, like they didn't have like anime on TV and stuff like that, or like we didn't have access to internet, and so the only time that we did get to watch it was like whenever like some of my older cousins or my brother-in-law rented the VHS movie tapes. And then we were borrowing and just watch it on the VCR. And so that's how I was introduced to like Dragon Ball Z. And is Pokemon considered anime?
I think it is.
I would consider it. Yeah.
Because for some reason, like whenever people mention Pokemon, they're always like, "Oh yeah, I like Pokemon and anime." You know, they don't be like, "Oh, I like anime."
That's true.
Yeah.
And
What's your starter Pokemon?
My starter Pokemon.
Yeah.
Let's see. You know what? I've always been like the water type guy.
Okay.
If you're talking about first gen, then I'll go Squirtle.
Okay. Yeah. Squirtle's valid.
Yeah.
I've always just played it just for the fun of it. I never really like studied too much about like the stats and stuff like that. And so, shit, if the Pokemon looks cool, so yeah, I'm picking that. So yeah, my favorite but my favorite generation is definitely third generation, just because that was like the first game that I owned.
Oh, okay.
And so yeah, I have a lot of love for that. Pokemon Ruby and Sapphire.
Yep.
Oh yeah, those games were fire.
Was it on the like the old Nintendo DS?
It was the Game Boy Advance.
Oh,
Game Boy Advance.
Okay. Dang. That far back?
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was the first Game Boy console that I owned. So
Okay. Were there like a lot of other medias that you think influence you today? Say Pokemon or like Dragon Ball?
I referenced it in my my song Ching Yao Dao.
Oh yeah.
She's not gonna lie, like I don't watch too much animes nowadays, but I feel like whenever I do see like small clips on like Facebook or anything like that, it does kind of remind me about my childhood and nostalgic, So
my earliest like memory of Dragon Ball is funny because my uncle that would visit us from Thailand, he'd bring us like tapes from there. It'd be like cheesy, like Hmong over Dragon Ball.
The Hmong dubbed.
The Hmong dubs.
Oh yeah. Do they still do that?
I think they do.
I think they do. Yeah.
Yeah.
With some like the newer stuff.
Cause I remember when I was younger, I was probably like I want to say 4 or 5 years old, right? Some of my cousins, they had like the Hmong dub version of Dragon Ball. Yeah, I just saw that one episode and I was like, whoa, dang, they speak Hmong too, And so, anyway, obviously I knew it was dubbed, but I was like, oh, they have the Hmong version too, because we lived in like a triplex, where there's like 3 floors. So we lived on the first floor, and then some of our relatives live on the 3rd floor, and they had like older kids that were like, early teens, and they were watching Dragon Ball. Like an episode of Dragon Ball, and then I was like, you know that there's a version where they speak Hmong too, and then they all just started laughing like, are you sure you're making this up? And they didn't believe me at all. I was getting so mad. I was like, no, I saw it.
It's real.
I swear.
Goku is Hmong.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe it was just like me being so angry and like the emotion I felt at that time. Like that memory just stuck to me.
Yeah.
So on that topic, how was your school life growing up? Like, were you friends with like a lot of Hmong kids, or like was it more diverse?
I say like my early years was definitely more diverse. In Providence, there weren't a big Hmong population, so I was usually like one of the only Hmong kid or the only Hmong kids in class, and then the other only other Asians were like Cambodians,
Oh yeah.
And so I guess because I am a little darker, my teachers, they always mistaken me for like Cambodian and stuff like that, And so whenever I tell them I'm Hmong, they're like, oh, what is that? like, what? We thought you were Cambodian this whole time.
Yeah.
Yeah, very few Asians. It was just like blacks and like Hispanics and a few white kids, there. When we first moved to Minnesota, we stayed in Minneapolis for a couple years, and that was like it's about the same too. Yeah, there were a few more Hmong kids. So I was in middle school. I went to Falwell Middle School here in Minneapolis, and I was probably like one out of 5 Hmong kids out of that school.
Oh,
Yeah,
dang.
the rest is black and Hispanics. Yeah.
What about high school?
Oh, and then high school. Yeah, that's when like everything kind of changed because we moved to St. Paul, and I guess there's a big difference from Minneapolis to St. Paul. So
It's just right there.
Yeah.
I just happened to attend the school with one of the highest Hmong populations too. It was definitely very different, and I felt like I weren't around Hmong students for so long. I felt like when I came here, I just didn't really know how to communicate with them. So
Yeah, so
I
kind of
just-
like an outcast.
yeah. So I was like just very quiet. Yeah, I feel like I got more quiet going from middle school to high school.
Wow.
Yeah, just because I didn't know how to like interact with like all the other Hmong students. So my freshman year, yeah, I was definitely like just the very quiet kid. Like didn't spend any time in the hallway during passing time. I just like went straight from class to class. Yeah.
Man, you're completely unrecognizable now.
yeah. And then
So your freshman year, you probably didn't have a lot of friends, right?
no, yeah.
Wow.
I have a stepbrother that's the same age as me, and then we went to the same school too. So I was kind of hoping that I could just kind of join him and his friends, but then I felt like him and his friends they already knew each other from like middle school, and so they were already like really connected. So I just kind of felt like I didn't feel comfortable just kind of like jumping in, and plus I just felt like I was very different too because they were all like b-boys, and I didn't break dance, Well, I tried, but I wasn't good. So I just decided it wasn't for me, Yeah. So because of that, I guess that kind of like set me up for success at the beginning of high school too, because all I really did was just go home right after school and just like finish all my homework and then go on this really old website called Asian Town.
Yeah. I think that just brought back a bunch of memories for everybody.
Yeah, but yeah, those were the days, man. It wasn't until like maybe the end of my freshman year or sophomore year where I got more comfortable, and then I made like a group of friends because we all shared the same interests. We all played flag football. Yeah, so and then that's when every day after school it was just like we just stayed and practiced and messed around and stuff like that.
Yeah. So sports were like obviously a big part of your upbringing too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Kept me active, and who would have knew if I didn't, hang out with those friends, I would have made like a different group of friends that could have been like bad influences. So.
True. Are you still friends with those people today?
Oh yeah, not all of them, cause like we all kind of like separated after high school, but there were a few guys that we all went to college together. So we went to UMD, University of Minnesota Duluth.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Did you like it there? Because
Uh,
UMD is like a business school, isn't it?
Yeah. They have a pretty well-known business school, and then it's a good pharmacy school up there too. Yeah, but I just did business. Yeah, I just went for marketing.
Oh.
So yeah, me and most of my friends were like business students. But yeah, no, I still keep in touch with some of those guys. Even now and then, we try to get together, or we've been trying to do like an annual like camping or cabin trip.
Yep.
And so, since I'm on this topic, yes, at the moment, some of those guys are actually upset at me because I was supposed to plan the cabin trip for this year. But then I've been so busy this summer, and because of the music and stuff like that too.
Yep.
So I was kind of lagging on it. Like in the beginning, I did find some, and I posted them up like, "Hey, these are some of the ones I found. Like, let me know what you guys think." And then we were trying to decide on dates and stuff like that. And then I just, not gonna lie, like it
went over your head, huh?
Yeah, it did. And then I didn't make it a priority to keep up with that too. And so a lot of them got impatient, and then they were just like, "Hey, So it looks like we won't be having a cabin trip this year. So we're just gonna start planning for next year, but we're gonna move the responsibility over to him instead of Sue. You know?
You're not
So
getting
like,
responsibility ever again.
So I was like, oh shit, my bad, man. Yeah,
Yeah, we had the same thing kind of happen. Our friend group were supposed to do some trip like that, and then it just never happened.
Yeah.
yeah. But hey, if you guys are listening to this, I'm sorry. I'll make it up to y'all somehow.
Somehow, some way. So during high school, were you like trying to make music on the side?
Yeah. So in high school, rapping was just like one of my hobbies, you know. And so I don't know, I didn't really share with anyone. Like I didn't tell my friends like, oh yeah, I'm a rapper or I'm trying to be a rapper. Like I guess at the time I didn't see it as a a real career for me, and so it was more like a hobby. And so that I kept to myself, and like, you know, whenever I was going through emotions or going through like a tough time with a relationship or like some sort of life issue, then I felt like it was kind of like a stress reliever for me. So I just like, after writing everything down, I just felt more relieved. It was like therapy for me. But yeah, no, I didn't really try to really do anything with it. You know, it was just like a hobby that I used to entertain myself. And then yeah, here and there, you know, I would share with my friends too, like, oh yeah, I made this, you know.
Would it be written in English or Hmong?
Oh no, during that time it was all English.
Yeah.
It was all English because I didn't know how to read and write in Hmong yet. Yeah.
Oh.
It wasn't until my college years when I met a buddy named Jerry Bang, who he was a singer too. And so he's actually the guy that I did the song Ball Toss with.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so that guy. I actually just saw him yesterday because we performed for a fundraiser. Yeah, and then he performed a few songs right before me.
Okay.
But yeah, it was good to see him again and catch up a little bit. Yeah.
So he went to UMD too?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to UMD, and he was just like one of those like really fobby guys, you know. Like, he's not a fob. He's not a fob. But he loves like traditional Hmong songs, and during that time it was like when E.T. Yang was like very popular too, and he had like the like a very specific haircut with the bangs.
Oh, yep.
And so my buddy Jerry had like the same exact haircut. And he loved Case from Destiny, Destiny band. And so he would like sing all their songs all the time, and then eventually he found out that I like made music where I rap too, and then he was like, "Hey, Sue, why don't you like try to write a rap song in Hmong, you know, or try to write a verse for one of my songs?" And then I was like, "Well, I don't know how to read and write. I don't know how to write, you know." And then he's like, "Okay, well, I can help you, you know."
Wow.
Yeah, honestly, I'm not that good either, but I'll just write it how it sounds, you know. Yeah, and so we just went line by line. Like I thought of a line, and then he would write it down. I thought of a line, he would write it down, and then I would just try my best to read it, you know. Yeah. But I think that was like the start of me learning how to read and write in Hmong. Because eventually, I found out that a good way for me to learn was follow along for like karaoke videos, or you know, like lyric videos where like you could hear them say it and see the word, you know, how it's spelled and stuff like that. So eventually it just kind of stuck. And then of course Hmong dictionary was very helpful too. I can't remember what website it was exactly, but some of the translations are like different depending on what website you go to. I've always liked using Word Hippo. I think that's what it's called, Word Hippo. Or usually I just search up like Hmong Hippo or something like that, and then it'll pop up. Yeah.
Yeah, because there's not like that many dictionaries for Hmong.
Yeah.
So it's hard to find, especially like direct English to Hmong translation. But that's funny. He really wanted you on that song.
Yeah.
He was going out of his way to make that work.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. So you know, shout outs to him. He definitely helped me a lot, starting with my Hmong rap career. You know.
So speaking of the Hmong rap career, so it's pretty obvious you are pretty incorporated in the music industry there, and you've met pretty much every Hmong artist there is to be. Like, how do you get those connections, or like how did they come to be?
You know, I think it's just through either they hear your music and they like it and they just reach out to you, or sometimes you just have to reach out to them. You know, for me, like if there's a artist that I like their style and I think they would sound good on a song, I'll just message them. The worst thing that could happen is
You just say
you
no.
know, they reject you. You know, they say no. You know, and then just move on to the next. You know, but yeah, in the very beginning, when right after we dropped the ball toss song, I did have quite a few people reach out to me. So like, Trey from Yellow Diamond, he
yeah.
reached out to me. He was like, he really liked the song and he wanted to book me for like an upcoming show that they had during J4. And so that was actually my first performance, like as I guess like my debut performance, I would want to say, you know, yeah, as a Hmong artist, yeah. Because before that, the only other performances I had was like talent shows and like culture shows, like in college and stuff like that, and it was usually just like one song,
Yeah.
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
or like you just practice for that one song and that's it. You don't perform for like the rest of the year, you know. Yeah, but then this time it was like, oh, I got to do a full set, or like during that time they just wanted me to do like a 15-minute set, so it was like 4 to 5 songs for me, and so I was like, oh shoot, I only have like 2 songs right now, you know. Yeah, I gotta hurry up and drop some music, you know. Yeah, and so I had like a couple months just to get out a few more songs before July, and so I ended up performing like 4 songs for that set.
That's so cool. How old were you at the time?
I think I was like 24.
Oh,
Yeah,
man.
24.
How old are you right now?
Oh, right now, I'm 31. Yeah, I
Damn.
turned 30. Yeah.
you look.
Damn, I
you
was
look
just-
like mid to like later 20s.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So you look really young yet.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah. No, I get that a lot too. I think it's because I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's genetics. I mean, of course, it's genetics, but then
Asian
also
raising.
because like the people that I hang out with, like they, I do have like a younger group of friends too. So they're all like, Chenning is like what 26, and then my other guys they're like 24, 25. Yeah, like GY is 22. You know,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
They're
So
all pretty young.
yeah, no, most of the artists are a lot younger. You know. Mhm.
Yeah. So speaking of Chenning, it seems like you guys are like locked in, best friends anytime we
yeah.
see it.
Yeah,
How did that come to be?
Yeah, yeah, we're pretty close. Let's see. I didn't meet Chenning when I heard about him. You know, so one of my buddies named Sam Weezy, he owns Blueprint Burger, and so that's when I think it was like the first year that he opened up, and so I remember I was going there like at least once a week just to go, you know, support him and grab a burger.
You're
and
real.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would like
They're the
chat.
ones with the Hmong burger, right?
Yeah, the Hmong pepper burger.
Those are fire.
Yeah, go check them out. They're located at Maplewood Mall, so the food court in Maplewood Mall. Yeah, but I remember I stopped by one day, and then Sam was there too, so we were chatting for a little bit, and he was like, "Hey, bro, hey, I like the song that you dropped with Jerry, you know, because Sam actually went to UMD with me and Jerry too, so
Oh, wow.
yes, I was like, oh yeah, thank you, bro. He's like, yeah, man. Hey, you ever think about collaborating with like other artists and like upcoming artists and stuff like that? And I was like, oh yeah, for sure. Like, why? What's up? You know somebody? And then he was like, yeah, I have this buddy that I know this buddy from church. His name is Chen Zhang, you know. But he's a dope R&B singer. He got mad vocals, man. You should check him out. You know? And so I was like, oh yeah, does he have a YouTube? And then he gave me Chenning's YouTube account, and I went and checked it out. And then Chenning only had like 2 cover songs on there, you know. And I was like, oh, well, yeah, he's pretty good. You know, he's pretty good. So then I like just kind of kept an eye on him, you know. And then all of a sudden, I just started seeing him like posting up hella videos, like going live on Facebook and stuff like that, you know. And before you knew it, he like dropped his first song, you know. Yeah. That's when I was like, oh shit, okay, I should definitely reach out to this guy, you know. So that I needed a singer for my song Nodachi, and so I just kind of reached out like, hey, what's up, bro? Hey, I love your music and your voice. I think you have a great voice. I'm actually a friend of Sam, and he told me to reach out to you. You know, I would like to feature you on a song if you're down, and then. Yeah, we just kind of met up at one of my buddies who was like my producer at the time, DJ St. Paul. We just met up at DJ St. Paul's place and then recorded the song within like 2 hours.
Oh,
Damn,
wow.
that's it.
You guys did it pretty fast.
Yeah.
So you've been like with him since like the beginning of his career, like pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So that was like what, 2019?
18,
19.
19.
Yeah. I've been doing this for like what, 5 years now?
Wow.
Is it 5 years?
It's been,
5-6 years? Yeah.
Yeah. About.
Yeah.
When did you realize where you were like, dang, I could make this like a career of mine?
Definitely after me and Jerry dropped the song "Baba Botas," just kind of seeing like how the community like reacted to it, and it kind of went viral there, and then just seeing like all the positive comments too. I felt like that really like inspired me, and so that's when I was like, dang, I did realize that like my style was like very different from like the other rappers during that time too. And so I was like, hey, maybe there is a niche for me, in this market. And so I just felt like really inspired and motivated, and I just felt like I had so much to say and to share.
Yeah.
And so like every day it was just like there was so many lyrics just going through my head, and then I was just trying to figure out a way to get it out. So like of course that would be like always trying to find the right beat, and like every day my commute to work, I would just like listen to random beats and
Just freestyle on the way to work.
freestyle, yeah,
Oh,
pretty
wow.
much, yeah. So like majority of my songs, that's how it started too. I would just like come up with something to a random beat in the car and on the way to work, and I was like, oh shit, I gotta record this shit right now. So I would like just record a little voice memo on my phone just so I don't forget it later. And then, yep.
No, that's so cool to see like how artists just record their own music over time, because Jerry Sean.
Yeah, he's from Wausau.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
he made the song with ZPX.
Yep. I know
Yep.
Jerry.
Yeah. So he told us how he did it, and he said he didn't know how to write Hmong at the time too. So he was just like spelling it out how like
thinks
in an
it
English
sounded.
way.
Yeah.
And he said it took him like multiple months to write out like the lyrics of that song, because
Yeah.
he was just like writing it over time,
Yeah.
and it was just whenever like it came up,
Yeah.
and then he finally got that time to put it together,
Yeah.
and that video blew up too.
Yeah, no, Jerry is a dope artist, man. I remember like my first or second time meeting him, we were just jamming at ZPX's place, and a dude was like, hey, I want to show you one of my songs, yeah. I was like, oh, yeah, play it, or send it to us, we'll play it. And he's like, oh, well, yeah, I'll send you the song, but then it's just the instrumental, I was like, oh, so you gonna rap it live? And he's like, yeah. And then dude just did the whole song like nonstop, Yeah, and like didn't make no mistakes, and he did that for like multiple songs. I'm like, dang, yeah, you never recorded this? Yeah, and he's like, oh no, I don't have a place to record, Yeah, and then eventually like he got linked up with ZPX, and that's why they did that song together. And he has like a few other unreleased songs that are really good too, but we'll see when he decides to drop it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy that you say that, because we interviewed him also,
Oh, okay.
and he mentioned exactly word for word what you said.
Oh, really?
Like,
Oh, okay.
It was just like him retelling that story in my head.
Oh yeah, true story.
Yeah.
Because what he said too was like at the time he didn't like write down too much, so he would try to like memorize it as much as he can.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
So that's why like he knows all his songs word for word,
yeah.
like B2B and everything.
Yeah.
Like, that's so interesting.
Yeah, it's hard like memorizing these lyrics, man. So that's why I give him a lot of props for that. Yeah, like for me, like just reflecting back to when I was in college, and we just had to practice for like one song, and I still be messing up, Yeah, I still be messing up and forgetting my lyrics, and just I don't know. I guess it's like I wasn't really used to performing yet, so I would have like stage fright and stuff like that, and I just get so nervous I forget my lyrics and stuff. And yeah, definitely very embarrassing moments, But eventually I was like, dang, the reason why I'm forgetting this is yes, because I'm nervous, but then also because I'm not practicing enough. I'm not rehearsing the shit enough. And so for like the like following performances after that, I made sure to like practice as much as I can. Like as soon as I wake up, bam, I would practice my lyrics. Be looking at my phone, practicing my lyrics in the shower, practicing my lyrics. Record myself, play it back, record myself, play back. Yeah, so
And it helped.
yeah, it helped a lot. Yeah, it helped a lot. Yeah.
I do feel like you bring up college a lot because it was like a pivotal moment in your life. Can you talk to us about your college experience too?
Oh yeah, man. I hate classes. But I mean, what I remember about college when I think about it is definitely like the people, and
yep.
all the memories that I made with all of my friends, and like the parties and extracurricular activities. Like we played like intramural sports like volleyball and like flag football, and all of those were very fun. But I think also because like I carried my hobby of like rapping and like recording and stuff like that into college too, and so like whenever I did have like some free time, I would try to write a song and like record, and I just want to lose the hobby, you know, because it was like such an important part of my life, like growing up, and so.
Do you think like at that stage of your life, that's where your like wings started to grow too, like as a person?
Yeah, definitely. You know, you got to really think about like, you know, what type of career you want to be doing for the rest of your life. Like, you start to like really learn what your passion is and like what makes you happy and what doesn't make you happy. You know, yeah, and so that's when I really found like my passion for writing lyrics, like songwriting and making music. Yeah, and so. Like I remember during my last semester of college, I had a lot of free time just because I was like gonna be graduating soon, and so I actually recorded like a lot of the like early versions of my songs, you know, yeah, just in my college apartment. So I had a lot of time to waste. So
Yeah, I mean, a little unrelated story.
yeah.
We met a long time ago. It was when you guys performed over at Stevens Point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I remember. What is it? We got there, and at that time I had a girlfriend,
Okay.
and she was scared to come meet you guys.
Oh,
Yeah. So then like I ended up pulling her and like dragged her up to you guys, and then we all took a picture. And
Okay.
I remember I had you sign my bag. It was like a red Supreme bag.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
You and Chenning both signed it.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I bought a couple merch from you guys. Like, you guys killed that show. You guys killed that show.
Oh, yeah, thank you, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think that was definitely one of my favorite performances in Wisconsin, actually. Yeah, because you know I performed there so much, but then that one was very different because it was outdoor. It was the outdoor one, right?
Yep. It was the outdoor one.
Yeah. The crowd was just like so supportive,
Yeah.
you know. Because like honestly, I only brought like I didn't think I would make any sales, so I only brought like 25 T-shirts or something like that. But it sold out fast.
Yeah. I was one of those 25.
Oh yeah, thank you, bro. Appreciate it.
Yeah,
man.
I got you.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate that a lot for you coming out and like remembering that. You know?
Yeah. I think it's just crazy that I went from that interaction of like just meeting you that first time to now here interviewing you.
Oh, yeah,
Like
yeah.
I find it crazy. It's like almost manifested that from the beginning.
Hey, that's what's up, man. Yeah, not gonna lie, like I have a lot of these moments too, where like it's like when I first met like Rare, Tommy, and like Elvis and them, you know.
Yep.
Like I was like, dang, like I can't believe I grew up listening to these guys, and then now like, hey, I'm sharing the same stage with these guys. You know?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's definitely a rewarding moments. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it feels like right now.
Hey, I appreciate that, man.
How's the feeling like when you're on stage and you're performing in front of so many people?
It's nerve wracking, you know. I still get nervous every now and then, you know. I learned to enjoy it. Yeah, I feel like it's one of those things where I've done so much now, where like I'm still a little nervous going up on stage for like the first 30-second or the first minute, but then eventually I'm like, hey, I've done this plenty of times, you know.
Just get comfortable.
Yeah. So I just get comfortable very quickly, and it's just like another one of your rehearsals. So
Do you ever get like a high when you're on stage?
Like almost like a euphoric moment.
I guess that's a good way to describe it, because sometimes it's like when you're just in the zone and you're just kind of feeding off of the crowd's energy and stuff like that, everything goes by so fast, you know. Yeah. Like once I get off stage, like, dang, did I really feel my 30 minutes? They're like, oh yeah, you went over. I was like, what the fuck? That did not feel like 30 minutes, you know? Yeah, but you know, it's definitely very enjoyable. And like one thing that I love is like just kind of like doing like the small little interaction with the crowd, you know, like when they stick out their hand, like do the heart, or like they want to shake your hand, or like nowadays like people love passing their phone to you and like having you record them a little bit, you know. Yeah, but it's fun. It's definitely very fun, and I think the fans love it too. So yeah, very enjoyable. I think nowadays, or I guess within the past couple years, like at an event or a concert that I'm performing for, like my favorite part of that day is actually being on stage. You know, yeah. I just feel like sometimes like once I get off stage and then, I mean, this is just it's a me problem, but like once I get off stage and then you don't get that attention anymore, you kind of like crave it again. You know, you're like, dang, nobody cares about me anymore. You know?
Yeah.
It's not like that. It's not like that. But then it's just because like there's other performers on stage, so they're just still like you know, watching. But then there's still fans that come up and say what's up and like want to take pictures and stuff like that too. But yeah, no, like being on stage is definitely like very enjoyable for me.
Yeah.
That's good. Do you have any future plans that you like to the audience, you know?
Yeah, so I feel like when I was starting this journey, one of my main goal was to drop the album, and so me and Chenning, we did that back in 2022, so 2 years ago, and so I feel like I accomplished that goal, and then now it's just I still have a lot of ideas and still have motivation every now and then that come and go, and so whenever I do feel motivated, I would try to write songs, and I have a few songs. I say like 3 or 4 that are in the works. Like I'm done writing them. I'm just kind of like waiting for, because I have like a lot of features, so like and so I'm just kind of waiting for the other artists to get back to me, or waiting for the song to like be mixed and mastered. So right now I have a song that should be dropping very soon. Is featuring Tuki Zhang and Josh Vu.
Okay.
Yeah. So
you heard it here.
Yeah.
No, Tuki is
speak to that.
yeah. So stay tuned for that. Yeah. Tuki is definitely one of my favorite Hmong lyricists, rapper, and Josh, amazing vocals. Yeah. But I'm excited for that one.
And then, do you have any questions for us? Yeah, you have anything you want to ask us?
We've been asking you all day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Yeah, I feel like we'll have more time to talk, after this. But do you guys plan to continue this like in the future, or like plan to make a career out of this? Yeah.
Sure. Career, we'll see what we get. But as for right now, yeah, we're still kind of looking to. A couple more interviews with other people, and we got a couple people on our list.
Oh, okay.
I'm
Cool.
still kind of building that list out too. We're just kind of trying things out.
yeah, for sure, man. Like you mentioned, I do have connection with a lot of other artists too, or like majority of them. So like, if you guys do, ever want me to, get you connected with someone that you might have trouble like getting in contact with, just let me know. Yeah,
Okay,
so.
sounds good.
Yeah, that's awesome. But going off of that, dreams and ultimate goal, I want to be able to like, just this is what we love doing, and I want to be able to make a career path out of this, because right now we're also doing like a bit of videography on the side, where we reach out to other businesses and we shoot like videos for them. Like we started off for free, and that way we can build a portfolio.
Oh yeah.
We just shot our first Hmong wedding the other week.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that one was tough.
Yeah, it was tiring, but we're still like on the path of like trying to grow and get us out there. Like off topic, but at the Wasa Hmong Festival, we had like our first person came up to you, was like, "Hey, can I get a picture?"
Oh yeah,
like,
they recognized us like out of the blue.
Yeah,
we're like, "Hey, let's get a picture together."
Picture with us?
Yeah.
We're like, what?
Hey, that's what's up, man. It's that you learn to appreciate like every little moment.
For sure.
Mm-hmm.
And my buddy Huey V, he dropped that song "Feelings" with me, ZPX and GY, and like people are starting to recognize him now too. So he's just like still getting used to the attention. Yeah, he's like, dude, that person just came up and asked if I was Huey V. Yeah, or like his family and cousins and them. They're like, yeah, we saw you in a music video and stuff. And so he's like, oh yeah,
Yeah, that's so cool. Because like I don't know, just the overall experience of like just people like being like, oh, I know you.
Yeah.
I think it's so cool. And,
Hey.
yeah.
Hey, that's what's up though. I'm happy for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yeah, you guys, are you guys in college right now?
Yeah. So that's funny that you were talking about like college and just like
Yeah.
growing from there earlier. So my freshman year of college was just last year.
Oh, okay.
And so honestly, I had like a terrible experience, but like I appreciate every moment of it, because that's where like I matured and I think I grew the most.
Yeah.
Because before going to college, I was like really like stuck in, like I just stay home and play games and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
But like after meeting a lot of people and like just going to parties, like I've learned how to like just talk.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Like, not gonna lie, I don't really have good like public speaking skills, and so like class presentations, I was the worst at it. I get so nervous, like my face blush up, like, turn all red and stuff like that. But I feel like after doing music and like being in front of like so many people all the time, like I feel like I'm more comfortable with that now. Like I'm still not the best at it, but it comes a little bit more naturally.
Yeah.
All right, so we are going to be wrapping it up here. We want to thank Supryze for joining us today. for this special episode. And
Any last words you'd like to say?
yeah.
Yeah, man. Thank you, Loli and Ethan, for having me. It's been fun talking to you guys and like just sharing, part of my life experiences with all of y'all. Hey, continue to support these guys. They're doing great things, and hey, we need more. We need more of this, because like nowadays with social media and like people love content, and this is the future for a lot of the younger generations, and so. I appreciate y'all for having me.
Yeah, no problem. No problem.
Yeah. Stay tuned for a lot of new projects. And yeah. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
All right,
Bye.
peace.
Dùng lời autonom là chờ qua cây blade để kia là yamu.